Hey guys, it's Holly, aka Pon of Minifig Pals, and today I will be reviewing the most popular LEGO set ever, the 501st Battle Pack. Don't worry, the box is empty. People have been campaigning for the set for almost 2 years, and that was primarily because of ManRproductions, or Ryan. We all know this. I've made 2 videos on this entire topic now. If you want to watch them, they're in the description below. I'm not really going to go too much more into that. But yes, this was a very community-based product, and it is one of the reasons why the set exists today. Before we properly get into the review though, I had a really fun and creative idea the other day, which is basically going to be my footprint on the entire 501st story. So a lot of you probably have heard of Rich Boy J on YouTube and know that he did a 501st Battle Pack rap song. And this song has been stuck in my head every time I have gone hunting to try and find the 501st Battle Pack. So to put my stamp on the entire 501st movement and to express my excitement over getting this set, I thought I would choreograph a tap dance to part of that rap song. So here we go.
I just wanna 501st Battle Pack. I already got a ATRT and a Captain Rex. If they made a 501st Battle Pack, I'd have to buy them all so I can build a clone with mock like David Hall.
Bet you didn't expect that from a LEGO channel, now did ya? This is set 75280 and has 285 pieces and 6 minifigures and retails for a grand total of 45 Australian dollars and 30 US dollars. Now, a lot of you probably know as well that I don't know a lot about these clone troopers at all. I have seen Revenge of the Sith, I've seen the prequels, and I've only just started watching the Clone Wars, so I'm only up to season 2, so I haven't seen any of the 501st arc at all. I have not seen any of the Umbrella series or anything like that. I can't actually remember what it's called. Thank you to everyone who's told me what it's called, and I'm sorry I can't remember. So I am definitely not the most informed Star Wars fan when it comes to this set. If you want to watch an informed Star Wars review, this isn't it. Go to ManRproductions, go to TheBrickWiz, I imagine he's doing one soon. Just watch someone else and then come back to me. If you don't like Star Wars and aren't sure if you're gonna pick this set up, then this is what I'm here for. So I'm pretty much just looking at the set for how good the minifigures are and how good the builds are. So let's have a look at this sweet thing, shall we? So here is the 501st Battle Pack all built up and pretty much the extent of my 501st clone army. And upon building it, I actually really did enjoy it. The build was a really fun experience and it was pretty surreal to actually assemble all of the 501st minifigures. I kind of couldn't believe it. Now, upon having this set in real life, the only real thing I found kind of odd is the ATRT. I don't know what it is about it. In photos, it kind of just looked a bit more like fleshed out and like rounded and things like that. It kind of looks very skinny at the top to me in real life. Then again, we all know I do not know much about the Clone Wars and the 501st troopers in general, so like it could be very accurate. It could be very scale accurate. I honestly don't know. I do love some of the build techniques in this set as well. I think it is very well put together and you can tell that LEGO really did take their time, effort and care into this. I imagine there are quite a few clone army builders who probably think this set should have definitely just been a regular $15 battle pack, but to me, I like it being a $30 battle pack. I've only purchased one battle pack before in my life, and that is the Mandalorian battle pack, and I do enjoy it, but I think this set in particular just gains so much from having the extra builds. Yes, of course, it's going to mean it's going to cost more to build your clone army, but for me personally, as someone who doesn't know a lot about these clone troopers right now, I'm satisfied with this set as is. I also think your value for money here is very, very good. So to start off with, let's have a look at these 501st troopers. So here is the beloved 501st trooper, and just looking at it for what the figure is, I think they look really good. I have seen pictures of the 501st troopers, and from the top of my head, I know that they have like shoulder pads that are blue, and like there's like a black line or something on their torso or like hip. I really have no idea. And I feel like in an ideal world, they would have dual molded arms with the blue at the top and the white at the bottom. But at the end of the day, this is like a cheap battle pack where they're kind of producing multiples of it, so they don't really want to add that much detail to a figure like this. I guess you could always have arm printing as well, but I honestly feel like this figure's fine the way it is. Now, I know for a fact that the old version of this minifigure did have a black hip piece. Personally, I think the white just looks a lot better. I feel like the black just kind of stood out too much on that old figure. I feel like the white just blends all the armor together and makes it look really good. This figure's accessory is also a black blaster. It's the same one we've seen 1,000 times before, nothing too special there. And because there's no arm printing, this figure does kind of look very bare when you stand them to the side like that, but I guess not really many people are going to do that, maybe in mocks. They've also got some really nice back printing. I love how that turned out, and the front also looks really good. This figure in particular has really nice, well lined up printing on the helmet, which I really appreciate. And underneath as well, we have the new clone trooper face. The angry clone face is no more, which is actually kind of funny because I don't own any. I had one temporarily when I ordered a Han Solo because they gave me the wrong head, and yeah, I agree, this face is a lot better. I also feel like in general, this is a nice minifigure head to have, and I might end up buying one to add to my Hogwarts students and things like that. I really hope this head sticks around for a while though, because I think it looks amazing. And although this figure is really good for what it is, do not buy them off Bricklink or eBay for like twice the price or triple the price. It's not worth it. Just wait. I know it's hard to do that. I struggle with it myself, but yeah, please just wait. Now this clone trooper is pretty much the exact same, but I kind of wanted to just stick him in there so that you could see his weapon. It's literally this like giant blaster gun with a little one of those candlestick pieces on the end to kind of act as a, what's it called? Blaster suppressor? Yeah, okay, we're just gonna go with that. It is a blaster suppressor. Another thing I forgot to mention though about the clone troopers is that they've got some really nice footprinting. And our fourth trooper in this set, and a minifigure who I know even less about, is the 501st Jet Trooper. I have no idea if this figure is from the show or not, or whether LEGO just created it from this set, but either way, I think it looks pretty cool. This figure's got the exact same legs. The only real difference comes from the fact that he's got a different torso print, blue arms, a blue jetpack, and a different print on his helmet. And like I said, I have no idea if this is a type of trooper that actually exists, but either way, I'm really happy that LEGO did include one. It creates a nice variation, but still within the same realm of the 501st Troopers, which I really appreciate. I am glad he's got blue arms though, because it gives you a look at what the 501st Trooper would look like if they all did have blue arms. And at the back, you can also see his jetpack, which looks really cool. Underneath the jetpack as well, there are some really nice printing. So you don't necessarily have to have the jetpack on, and yeah, he's got the angry clone face as well. Nothing too special or different there. I mean, of course not, they're all clones, but that's besides the point. And lastly, we get two battle droids in this set, and this is the only figure I really know anything about. The battle droids are so simple and so basic, but like they're one of my favorite characters. I just find them personally hilarious, and I feel like LEGO has really hit the nail on the head with these. They look so accurate to the TV show, and even the movies for that matter. I really don't think they could do much better with them. I like how you do get two different arms, one being the straight arm so that you can fire the blaster, and one curved, but other than that, there's really not too much to do with the battle droids. They look cool and they're really funny, so 10 out of 10. I want a droid battle pack now. So the first thing you build in this set is this speeder bike, and I actually really enjoyed the build to this. I thought it was kind of simple, to be honest, but I think the overall design turned out really well. I love the design for these blasters by just taking the regular blaster gun and putting a lightsaber hilt on the end to make a bigger gun. I think that looks really good, although I don't know why there are these ski pieces on the sides. There's two at the back and two at the front. I don't get what these are supposed to represent. Then again, I don't really remember what this thing, or even maybe I didn't even know in the first place what this thing is supposed to actually look like, so maybe that's part of it. And since this is a LEGO playset, we also have two stud shooters at the front. You can take these off if you really want to, but I personally don't mind them being there. I can see it's there because it's a play feature. I'm obviously not going to use this play feature ever, but it is good that they included it for the young kids who might actually want to play around with this set and not just like build an army. The back of the speeder bike is really nice and rounded off and has a lot of slope pieces coming all the way down. I think it looks really good. There's also these slope pieces here, and this piece has 3 stickers on it. These are kind of fiddly. I found them pretty easy to apply compared to most stickers because I could line it up with both edges and then kind of peel it across. Although yes, if you do stuff this up, it's going to be quite obvious since it covers the entire brick pretty much, but I think they look really good and are really effective. I'm glad they did that. The only thing I'd say though is that I wish they put it onto a light bluish grey piece rather than the dark bluish grey, since all of the stickers are light bluish grey. So why are we putting it on a darker piece? I don't get that at all. I also really love the handlebars on the speeder bike. I think it looks really accurate and works really well. It's a pretty simple build, but I just love how it turned out. I did have some trouble though trying to get my clone trooper on and have these handles at the right angle. The clone trooper also just pops onto this seat here with a sloped back and 2 studs at the back, so it's really easy to get him off, and it's pretty easy to get him off the handles as well. It would be nice though to have some like clear pieces whenever LEGO do speeder bikes so that you can stand it up and make it look like it's floating, but like I'll probably just find some that are lying around and like build my own little stand out of that. But on the whole, I really do like the speeder bike. I think it looks really good. I think the build's pretty solid and I can't see anything falling off this too easily. The build I was most excited for in this set was definitely the ATRT Walker, or is it ATST? Oh god. Okay, yep, it's the ATRT. Alright, so the ATRT is the one I was most looking forward to in this set. I don't know really what it is. I haven't seen too many of them pop up from memory in the Clone Wars. I mean, I've only watched Attack of the Clones once. It's my least favorite out of the prequel trilogy, but yeah, it's probably in there, isn't it? But just by looking at the build, it looked really cool to me. I loved the design of it and it looked really good on the box art, but upon opening it up, it just kind of looks funky to me. I don't know what it is. This whole top section just seems really small and kind of out of proportion, but then in all the photos, it looks very in proportion, and from what I've heard about people as well, this nerfed and smaller design is a lot better and is more minifigure scale than the older ones. Yeah, it just kind of confuses me. I feel like it's very, very tiny, especially if you fold these flags in. Like, it looks odd. Does that not look odd to you? When you fold the flags back out though, it's definitely not as bad. Also, something funny is you can't actually see the clone trooper's head from that angle. The design of this is really cool. I love how the brick built legs work. They look really good, and I love these like little feet they have, and the circular dishes on the side as well of the legs look really nice. I really like the mixture of the dark blue flags as well at the top. I think that turned out really well, and these antennas at the back look really nice and are really sturdy from what I can tell too. At the back of the Walker, we have two clips. One is holding one of those like classic binoculars, and the other I guess you could use to hold a weapon or something like that. Although you'd kind of have to hold it very low down on the oh, hang on, no, you can just hold it by the handle like a regular blaster. I mean, that would make a lot more sense. Yeah, that works. God, I'm stupid. There's also a lot of movement in the feet. You can pretty much extend this whole leg. Oh, that dish has popped off. Well, that's not very secure then, is it? You can extend the whole thing out like this, which I haven't done before, and it looks kind of funny. It reminds me a lot of an arabesque from ballet. One majestic ATRT Walker. Wow, look at that. You can't really extend the rest of this leg though because of these slope pieces that are here. The stud gets blocked, so pretty much the furthest you can extend it to make it stand up straight is going to be like this, and then he'll be very lopsided. Why does this remind me of Patrick in the fishnet tights and boots? I mean, I don't know about you, but if I got a second one, this is how I would be displaying it. This just looks really majestic. Yeah, I'm having way too much fun trying to like pose this. Can you tell? Also at the front, there is another stud shooter. Once again, this is also a children's playset, which is why we have things like stud shooters. Oh dear, I've just popped the entire thing off in doing all those poses. Oopsies. We have a stud shooter at the front because once again, this is also a children's playset. Children like features like stud shooters and flick fire missiles and all that. Oh good. Remember the flick fire missiles? When was the last time they popped up? I haven't seen them in a while. I guess you could just put a brick built blaster on the front and that would look really fine too, but then again, I don't really mind the stud shooter. Now moving up to the tiny cockpit, I do like the design of it for what it is. I love how they've used these pieces down here with a bar and these grill. I also love how they've used this blue piece here to kind of have some slopes around the seat. You've also got one of those printed control panel pieces at the front and some handlebars that are connected to this front console, which means they're not going to fall off when you try and rip your clone trooper out of his seat. And just like the speeder bike, the seat has two studs, so it's really easy to get your clone trooper in and out, which I really appreciate. And like, even though I feel like the entire top half is very skinny, I do think it looks really good, and like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just something I did notice. The rest of the build, however, looks really good, and it is very sturdy. There are some Technic pins that kind of go through the entire set to keep it more secure, which I really like when Lego does that. I think it's a really good technique. It's a solid build, and I'm glad they did do these two builds within this set and not just give us one or the other. I think that was really good of Lego. So that's the entirety of the 501st Battle Pack. Overall, I do think it's a pretty solid set, and as someone who still doesn't know who these clone troopers are, I really like it for what it is. Of course, I am still a Star Wars fan, so that bias is still there. It's not like I'm completely new to Star Wars, but as someone who is very new to the Clone Wars and like doesn't know too much about it, I do think it's a solid set for what it is, especially since it does mean so much to the Lego community and the Lego YouTube community especially. I am also happy as well that they did do two really solid builds for this set. I much prefer that over just one tiny one, and I also really like the inclusion of the droids. I get some people might find it kind of annoying. I really like the droids, and these are my first battle droids as well, so I'm really happy to have them. I also do really like that they included the Jet Trooper. Like I said, I don't know if he actually exists or not, but I'm really happy with him either way. And overall, I do think this set is going to live up to the hype. Of course, people want it purely because they want a lot of 501st Troopers, but I think as a Lego set itself, it is really good. And of course, this is probably going to be the most popular Lego set of all time so far. I'm super excited to see what people do with all of these 501st Troopers and these builds in the future. I hope to see some really cool mocks and some clone armies and things like that. I can't wait, really. Best of luck to everyone hunting down this set. It was very hard for me. Hopefully you guys have a bit of an easier experience than I did. Also, it started to pop up in America now, so Americans, get hunting. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel down below, and until next time, I'll see you later.